This is Aussie Mac Zone. We'll cover everything Apple, including Macs, iPhones, iPads, and more. All this from an Aussie perspective. Sit back, relax, and insert yourself into the zone. The Aussie Mac Zone.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to show 256 Aussie Mac Zone. Garth's on holidays with his family this week, so it's just Zarn and Michael again. Hello, Zarn.
Hi, Michael. How you doing, mate?
Very good, thank you, mate. You been all right?
Yeah, I have been. Been great.
Excellent. My voice is a bit funny because I do have a cold at the moment, but we'll rattle on. Now, this week's sponsors, we'd like to introduce you to startnewcompany.com.au and aussietechradio.com, and we will have more about them shortly. Now, excellent. Yes, our Aussie Apple ramblings this week start with how Apple Watch backups work, because we've just had a new watch released and people are probably thinking about what to do and backing it up and transferring your data. You don't want to end up starting from scratch realistically because you lose a lot of information. So whenever your watch is connected to your iPhone via Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, it automatically syncs your latest health, workout, activity, and app data to the health app. Now, they're either encrypted and stored in iCloud or stored as part of an encrypted iPhone backup. Now, the encrypted iPhone backup in iTunes, you select your phone. The right-hand side, you choose encrypted. You type in a password that you will remember, and then you choose backup. Now, your app data is bundled in as part of your iPhone backup, and because Apple Watch apps are technically just extensions of iPhone apps, they're all backed up together. Now, if you use unencrypted iTunes backups to back up your iPhone, you'll lose out on saving any health data. And make sure you're backing up via iCloud, an encrypted iTunes backup, or sync your health data via iCloud. You can also back up your health data separately via a third-party app, but it's not nearly as easy of a process, and you'll lose all your activity achievements. So they're all the things people love about the watch, and we're just trying to give you a little guide here to stop and think. Just don't start using your new one before backing up your old one. And then after you connect a new watch and go through, it'll say, oh, do you want to use the information? And you go, yes, on your watch. And it'll take a while, and it does still take a while to sync up to your phone again. Now, as such, you might think of as a backup is really more of a sync. The Apple Watch syncs to your iPhone's database, and any watch-specific information like watch faces and settings are siloed into a special slice of the backup file. This is also why you can't force a manual watch backup in the same way as you may press backup now for your iPhone's iCloud backup service. Since your Apple Watch is constantly syncing information to your iPhone, you shouldn't need to manually sync it. So if the Apple Watch just syncs data to the iPhone, what's an Apple Watch backup? So when you sync settings data from your Apple Watch to your iPhone, it doesn't just end up in a random floating package of an iPhone backup. iOS puts this data in a specifically labeled Apple Watch container. As a result, if you ever have to unpair and repair your Apple Watch, or you upgrade to a new Apple Watch, you'll be able to use that data to restore it to its former self the way it is right now when you're starting. Where this differs from other backups is that you'll need the original iPhone you paired it with, or a new iPhone restored from your old iPhone's backup. And if you want to access your Apple Watch's information, you can't just restore directly from iCloud. Maybe next year in iOS 6. Now, this also applies, as it says there, if you broke your iPhone today and didn't have it backed up, you would lose like today's, you didn't have it fully synced. You could lose today's data because you're actually got to resync it with another. So however far you're prepared to lose your data, that's how often you should do your backups.
Excellent. Well,
Yeah. Yeah.
I try to back my iPhone up all the time now that I have an Apple, a Mac computer at home.
Yes.
Just so we don't lose that sort of stuff because we have before. Luckily we've backed up with you before, so as well, so we don't lose it there. That's good advice. Excellent.
And for example, my wife Karen, she somehow broke her iPhone on Saturday. Hadn't been backed up for a couple of months. I couldn't. We could actually use Siri to get it into using the voice activation accessibility, but then it still wouldn't read out what was happening on the screen when you move your finger over the screen. And I couldn't. There's some of them said you could connect a keyboard and type in things, but it wasn't accepting that either. So we had to give her iPhone, which the last time it was backed up was, as I said, several months ago. And then it reset. So however that was set up and however a watch was set up, that's how it was backed up at that point there.
Yep.
Sorry. Now here's a go for all the people lucky enough to get their new phones last weekend, or as I'm thinking about getting this year, is the iPhone R, just to try it out. So the difference between the different type of screens, for example. But we know they're coming with eSIM. So Australian site Whistle Out advises eSIM, an electronic SIM or embedded SIM, is a rewritable SIM card that's built into a cellular device like a smartphone or smartwatch. There's no need to pop open a slot or pry off a case to put put in a SIM. An eSIM never leaves your phone. Instead, you simply download a software SIM from your provider of choice. Now, while eSIMs can help manufacturers cram more components into smaller places, the biggest winners are consumers. If and when eSIM goes mainstream, you'll essentially have the option to instantly change phone provider at any time, assuming you haven't locked yourself into a contract. Now, you wouldn't even need to pick up a SIM card from a store or place an order online to port. You'd make the request from your device and voila, new telco. Now, if adopted widely, eSIM would almost certainly increase the ease of jumping from provider to provider. And this would in turn increase competition and could also help increase the visibility of small providers without a retail presence. What devices support eSIM? At present, the 4G-enabled Apple Watch Series 3 and Series 4 are the only eSIM devices supported by Australian carriers. The Google Pixel 2 and Pixel 2 XL also feature an eSIM, but the embedded eSIM will currently only work with Google's Project Fi network in the United States. So it's just something to think about. So don't think you're going to have two SIMs straight away when you buy your Apple.
So I like the idea of eSIM. But is there any word on when it will become available here?
As I said, it's been the only
understand the Apple Watch is available. So does it mean when the phone comes out and because the watch has it, the phone will then be and they're compatible? Will that then give the phone?
No.
No. Okay.
It's totally down to the carrier.
Yep.
What they want to do.
Yep.
Now, as I said, why is this important, you ask? Apple outlines dual SIM support on iPhone XS, coming in a future update to iOS 12. So even at the release point on the weekend, dual SIMs aren't available. Except for maybe in China where they were coming out with two physical SIMs.
Yes.
Because it takes a lot to register a SIM in China, a lot harder in Australia. So.
Well, they've had dual SIM phones here for a long time. you can buy them online and stuff like that, and then use them as a dual SIM phone. There's no law against that.
That's right.
So this is why I was wondering with the eSIM and a regular SIM if that'd just be the same thing. But considering that there's only character for the watch, yeah, fair enough.
So using a dual SIM with an eSIM iPhone XS or iPhone XS Max, they feature a nano SIM and an eSIM. Now, an eSIM is a digital SIM, which we know is allowed to activate. Now, here are a few of the many ways you can use a dual SIM. Use one number for business and another for personal calls. Add a local data plan when you travel outside the country or your region. Have a separate voice and a separate data plan. Both your phone numbers can make and receive voice calls and send and receive SMS and MMS. Your iPhone can use one cellular data network at a time. eSIM on iPhone is not often in mainland China. In Hong Kong and Macau, only iPhone XS features eSIMs. Learn about using dual SIM with 2 nano SIMs in mainland China. The use of dual SIM, dual standby technology, which means both SIMs can make and receive calls. If one number is on a call, the other one just goes to voicemail. What you need is iPhone XS or XS Max with an update coming later in the year. So don't buy it. Don't buy a phone now saying, oh, they're not going to have 2 SIMs, because it's not going to happen.
Yep.
Yeah. Apple announced something 12 months ago which hasn't turned up yet. So
yep.
Now, a QR code or a carrier app from a wireless carrier that supports eSIM is something else we're going to need. Now, Apple says in the fine print for iPhones, eSIM will be available later this year through a software update. Using eSIM requires a carrier plan, which may include restrictions on roaming and switching service providers even after the contract has expired. Not all carriers support eSIM. Use of eSIM in an iPhone may be disabled when purchasing from some carriers, and you have to see your carrier for details. And seeing as how the carriers don't have a clue at the moment,
Yep.
they got nothing to say.
Well, this seems exciting. I really do like the idea, and it seems exciting. I really want to see it work and everything like that. But I can't wait. I want to, if it's got the eSIM, I really like the eSIM, but I don't want to be locked into one carrier. That's the thing. Right. If it's got the eSIM there and it's got that option, I want to be able to go, well, no, I don't like this at all. I'm going to change. Bam. Done.
Yeah.
And
even after your contract runs out.
Yes, that's right.
Pardon me again. Yeah. Now, I'm looking forward to it because then I won't have to carry 2 phones around.
Well, that's right.
You have a private number and a business number.
Yep.
And that way I won't have to carry 2 phones. It has all the advantages of not carrying 2 phones.
That's exactly right. And so I know, and you've always had, as long as I've known, you've always had 2 phones, one business and one, for family and, whatever. And so, to be able to have that all in one, and they both work simultaneously, so if you get a call from one, so do you get to pick the different ringtone?
Yeah, I'm sure.
So that would be cool.
But you can pick the ringtones based on the person that's coming as well, I think.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So, I'm sure you can have 2 different ringtones for that sort of thing as well. So, so it is something to look forward to. We just have to wait a little while.
Excellent.
So it's 4 weeks before the iPhone R comes out, so we'll see what happens.
Okay.
my pirate phone. The iPhone R.
I really want to see is it the XS Max?
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. Like I'm so interested in that phone. I want 512 gig. I want the lot. Like I just think it sounds amazing to me. and I don't even know why, because I really don't use something like that. I wouldn't, but it just seems.
Yep.
I've got to have it. It's a cool toy. I need it. So yeah.
Excellent. So, are you ready for their new sponsor?
Oh yes.
This week's advertiser. welcoming along a new advertiser, startnewcompany.com.au. So welcome aboard, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, I should say. Now, the idea of start new company is, it's not as simple as you think these days to just have an idea for a company and then register it. You can do it. If you've done it before, it's definitely things that you need to double check and triple check, and they're on the internet, etc. But to have it done, say, start new company will supply all your legal docs included, including your company constitution immediately. You get registration with ASIC. You can check name availability for because it's important to try and get your website name and your business name the same. I've actually fallen into that trap, even printed business cards, the whole deal, only to find that the web name was taken by someone else. So that drove me batty. That was, I spent the whole time rushing around trying to get ready for a conference, had new cards printed, new business name, the whole deal, only to find out none of that worked because the name I had on the card was already being used by someone else. They registered at the same sort of time as I was. So, shocking. So, yeah, you can do all of that. You can check business name availability. You can check domain name availability. You can save your progress while you're filling out the forms and come back later. All your docs are kept for a later download. You can get blank docs available for the future. Now, you can do this 24/7, 365 days a year. And we've got an introductory offer of $528 for the whole deal. That's a constitution by legal people. You filling out all your information, getting it all sorted. So, yeah, they are an ASIC authorised agent, 41144. New company gives you a 365 direct connection with ASIC, enabling you to register your company online, receive an ASIC certificate of registration, and all your company documents stress-free and complete in minutes. All your information is securely transmitted between you, us, and ASIC using the highest levels of encryption technology, and all your data is securely stored at our Australian data centres. Now, all for the introductory price of $528, including GST, your ASIC fees, your merchant fees, all your required documents, no hidden costs, no surprises, just excellent service.
Brilliant.
Remember the name, Start New Company at startnewcompany.com.au. Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard. Great new sponsor. Fantastic.
Yes, absolutely. Now, this is something that I was ecstatic to hear this bit. Now, we talked about it when they first came out, about the issues of recovering data from Apple's new 2018 laptops.
Yep.
Because they'd actually taken away the little thing there where you can recover data from on the logic board.
Yep.
But Apple introduces new data recovery process for Macs with the T2 chip. 9to5Mac explains Apple has recently documented a new data recovery process internally for Macs that utilize its T2 chip, introduced with the iMac Pro and the 2018 MacBook Pro. The new process for repair staff is being introduced due to the T2's advanced security features, including hardware encryption for SSD storage that isn't compatible with Apple's previous data recovery methods used on older machines. Now, I've just spent weeks recovering someone's data off a encrypted SSD. So it's a lot of work involved, but we got their data, luckily, so that was great. Now, Apple notes that the process for data transfer for Macs with the T2 chip will be used when its repair staff are presented with a customer siege. Sorry. With a customer's machine in need of a logic board repair, and when the logic board is partially functional. The process also requires that the system can be powered on. Now, that's not necessarily the whole computer, because they take the logic board out and put it in a little case. So as long as you can actually get it to start a little bit. But yeah. Now, to complete the process, Apple's repair staff use Thunderbolt 3 cables or Thunderbolt 3 to USB cables and another host computer as well as an external hard drive where the data will be transferred to. From there, the machines can be put into DFU mode, which we can do on our phone, and the data recovery process can be initiated from within Apple's internal diagnostics tools. So, yeah, very good. I'm glad that someone's put some extra time and thought into it. So, yeah. But please do backups. Just in the last week, I've had one, don't ask me how, one MacBook Air fell in a bath and only like didn't fall all the way in, but just one little corner, but it was enough to make the whole logic board wet. Didn't know whether they were getting their data or not, did they?
Sure is.
And if you ever get it wet, you've got to find someone to undo it straight away and disconnect the battery.
Yep.
Even if they're not the ones that are going to do any repairs or anything, the faster you can get the battery disconnected, the better. And I had another one where it had been dropped as well, and we managed to get the data off that one as well. But yeah, it did stop working. So please back up, please. If I begged and nagged you enough. Now, here's something for oldies like myself that drive us a bit batty. But anyway, there's no going back now. YouTube fully commits to vertical video with a new ad format. Mashable reports, according to the company, more than 70% of YouTube people watch time happens on mobile devices.
Yep.
And because that YouTube acknowledges it's important to adapt to their viewing behaviours, companies and brands will now have the option to upload vertical videos and run video advertisements that will conform to viewers' mobile screens. All you do is turn the screen on its side while you watch a video. It's not that hard. Vertical videos can be run in ad campaigns across YouTube's apps and through its TrueView skippable ad product.
Excuse me. I always watch my videos, like turn my phone to the side and watch my videos.
Yep.
Like it's the whole reason, like I've got a big phone. Like I can do that. I can turn it around. It's like a little TV. It's great.
I know, that's right. Exactly right.
I watch Netflix, everything like that. Like if I'm on the train and I've missed an episode of something that I normally would watch, I turn it on its side and I watch it. Right.
Yeah. In its announcement, YouTube showcased a Hyundai vertical video advertisement that the car company tested out. The vertical video ads ran in a campaign along with their more traditional horizontal video commercials. YouTube states that the paired with the vertical videos campaign overall saw a 33% lift in brand awareness. Because I'd be going, bloody Hyundai putting this crap on. But anyway, I'd be more aware, he says, and 12% lift in consideration. Vertical video ads look like they'll make advertisers very happy. I would have said the only reason it became more aware is because so few people are doing it.
Yep.
And now with this ad format move, YouTube, the last of the major vertical video holdouts, is also signaling that vertical video is here to stay. Now, what about this? I'll have a drink first. Sorry, everyone. Streaming now accounts for 75% of music industry revenue. The Verge tells us Recording Industry Association of America released a report last week that details how the music industry has grown in 2018. And while the data isn't surprising, the world still isn't buying records. The specific numbers are still fascinating. Turns out streaming makes more money than physical CDs, digital downloads, and licensing deals. And we know that if the performers got paid properly, everyone would be happy. Now, streaming in this context includes paid subscriptions to services such as Spotify and Tidal, but also digital radio broadcasts, video streaming services such as Vivo. It's a broad category that nonetheless has made $3.4 billion in 2018 so far, a total that amounts to 75% of overall record revenue for the record industry. This is the important one. The new user adoption rate for streaming is currently around 1 million new subscribers for streaming services per month, which is tiny compared to the number of people who actually listen to music, but the growth rate is still bigger than every other category of recorded music business. Digital download revenues and physical purchases were down this year by 27% and 41% respectively, continuing a general downward trend since the advent of online music sharing. Vinyl sales, which in recent years have once again become trendy, have increased revenue in 2018, but not enough to offset the more traditional music sales. Now, the music streaming economy presents myriad of opportunities, but it's also share its challenges. The RIAA writes, according to Nielsen, more than 70,000 different albums were released mid-year, finding an audience amongst an extraordinary range of music choices, competing for the user's attention against other entertainment options. On the ubiquitous smartphone and being prominent on dozens of different digital platforms is critical to success. So they want you to be on the phone and other digital. So they've got to be pushing for, which is why probably, a lot of these shows, the music shows, are sponsored by digital music places. The music shows that we see Saturday mornings on TV, etc.
Yep.
Are actually sponsored by Spotify, or you're sitting in listening to the music shows at the pizza shop while you're waiting for your pizza or whatever, and it's the top this week's top 100 by Apple or whatever.
Yeah, even my barber does it.
Yeah,
he's got a music running when you're there.
Yeah,
and he it's all digital, like it's all online, and
Now, while we're on music, Apple Music on Android Auto is available. So this shows great promise of late, with both companies making things better for us, the end users. Recently, we had Google Maps come to Apple CarPlay, and now we've got Apple Music on Android Auto. So when we're driving along, we can use whatever program we prefer to use, which is great for us. Thank you, both companies.
Yes, excellent.
Yeah. So I've got a couple of quick stories for comment. So this one, I'm sorry, but this one, don't know where to start with this one. Is Samsung's biggest nightmare starting again? Now, a woman is suing Samsung after her Galaxy Note 9 allegedly burst into flames inside her purse.
Gee whiz.
The Inquisitor.com reports the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 might not be so fireproof after all, as recent reports suggest that the device caught fire while inside a New York woman's purse, destroying all of its contents in an experience the customer described as traumatic. Now, in the lawsuit filed by real estate agent Diane Chung in Queens Supreme Court, the Long Island woman described an incident she claims took place on September 3rd while she was alone in an elevator of a building. According to the New York Post, Chung recalled that she placed her Galaxy 9 in her purse at that time, having noticed that the newly purchased device had become extremely hot. Moments later, she heard a whistling and screeching sound and saw there was thick smoke emerging from the bag. As further indicated in the suit, Chung reacted by trying to empty the contents of her purse on the elevator floor, and then she tried to pick up a Galaxy Note 9, burning her fingers in the process as smoke continued to fill the inside of the elevator, making it difficult. Sorry.
Exactly.
In a state of panic, She dropped the allegedly burning phone and began smashing the elevator's buttons, kicking the device out of the elevator as she reached the lobby. So, what do we think?
There'd have to be video footage of this. So if it's...
You think so, yeah?
Well, if it's in a lift, there's definitely video footage because there's videos in every lift. Like, always there's videos in every lift. So there'd have to be video footage. So for her to make a lawsuit out of this, everything like that, then there'd need to be that video footage to show them that that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. After was it last year or the year before? Yeah, last year's challenges. Yeah.
It's not good.
No.
It's not good for Samsung.
No.
You know, like, their phones keep catching on fire.
Shocking.
Talk about, remember back in the days, like, you can call the hotline now?
You're killing me there.
Sorry.
That's all right. Now, another thing that's coming up is in the iOS 12, because we've just got 12 on general release to everybody.
Yep.
The 12.1 public beta has finally got group FaceTime happening, which is the one where we can have FaceTime calls to 32 people off the top of my head.
Wow, that's cool.
I haven't worked out how to put lower thirds on it yet. I don't think I can, but so we could try using that instead of our current system for doing our shows. But yeah, that's out for the 12.1 public beta users.
So that means I can call you, I can call Karen, I could call Kelly, and we could all talk together.
That's right.
And see each other.
And see each other.
That's
Whoever's
amazing.
talking, the one that's actually talking becomes prominent on the display. So
that's really cool.
It is.
Awesome. It sounds like fun. I might have to give it a go.
It's something to look forward to, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What was the other? There was a couple of other. We also had an interesting thing this week where Optus was out for a little while. Did that affect you? Are you still with Optus?
I'm not with Optus anymore.
Okay.
I've changed. They couldn't offer me what I was looking for, so I've gone with someone else. All
right. So Optus had an outage. So hopefully they sorted that out for everybody.
Hopefully.
Also, this week, good old friends Aussie Tech Radio at aussietechradio.com. Or I can't tell you, it's worth a listen all the time. I know I repeat that over and over, but it's great. Just sitting in the background while you're working.
There's so much on there. There really is so much on there that, to sort of get everyone's attention.
Yeah, and it's not the same thing at 10 o'clock every day. It just varies throughout every day. So our award-winning superhero, the Aussie Tech Heads podcast, our friends, the Aussie Tech Crypto podcast, even My Tech Opinion, and other podcasts from around Australia, all quality stuff.
You got to remember as well that also Aussie Mac Zone's on there. So
of course. You
can come and see us on there, listen to us on there as well. So go and check them out.
So, that's all I've got this week because I've been a bit, how you going? So,
you can tell by his head.
That's right. So, don't forget, thank you to our new advertiser, startnewcompany.com.au, and our friends, aussietechradio.com. Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thanks to the listeners and the watchers and our new sponsor and everyone else. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Zarn. Thanks for looking after me.
No worries. And remember, Apple a day keeps the Androids away. Thanks, guys. See you later.
Thank you.